This Careers in Transition workshop is designed to help people make a decision about a career change or career transition. A career change or transition is when someone must make a change in what they are doing or in what they were doing before they were laid off. This new career may be in a field related to what the person was doing before, or it might be a field totally new. That career change can mean two things. One, you're working in a career and transition into something that is somewhat similar. Or two, leave the field completely and embark upon a new path. The first example we have is a teacher who gets a job as a summer camp counselor. It's a similar transition based on their background. Number two, we have a factory worker who decides to start a new career as a nurse. That is a different field. People go through a career change or transition for a variety of reasons. Here are a few examples. Some simply want to do something different. Next, others are forced to look elsewhere when they become unemployed, and the industry they were laid off from no longer needs people with their skills. As the result of corporate downsizing, they're forced to search elsewhere for work. In this workshop, we want to specifically focus on two different things. One is a career change or transition needed? Now, there are pros and cons of that change. You may be considering a career change, but how much change is really needed? Next, what is your goal? That's the first of the two areas we will be discussing. Now we will be discussing career decision-making processes and how to come up with those decisions. First, self-assessment is very important. Second, career exploration, looking into the different fields available. And third, a career choice, selecting what fits you. As we consider whether a career change is even needed, there are a few concerns you have to know about. Starting back at the entry-level pay and position. When you change careers, you do not start out working in a high-level position in the industry. This can be hard on your ego and tough to accept, as you are basically starting all over again in a brand new career. It can also be hard if you are used to making more money at your old job. Another point to consider when applying for a position is competing with younger job seekers. The reality is you'll be applying for the same positions younger workers are trying to get. Age discrimination is a fact of life in the job market, and that may make it harder for you to find that entry-level position. Those younger job seekers might also have more up-to-date knowledge than you do. Here we have low self-confidence. Many career changers are suffering from the loss of their old job in an industry that they knew. Many never thought that this would happen to them. They thought the positions that they had were stable. A lot of them are unsure about their ability to perform and complete any training or schooling that they need for changing careers. There is a real fear of failure. The last slide we have here is fear of the future. Many career changers fear what the future may bring. They consider, what if my career changes and I get laid off again? Or the industry changes and my type of work is completely eliminated? There are many who fear making a mistake in their career change decision. And changing to that new field may be a concern if it's not the right path for them. Now that you understand some of the concerns that go along with a career change, you should consider whether a career change is really necessary for you. Once you decide you want to make a career change, there are several career choices to choose from when having to do so. First, you can continue along the same path you were looking for a job similar to what you were doing in the exact same industry that you were working. Second, you can start down a completely new career path unrelated to what you were doing before. And third, you can tweak your career path, which is staying in the same occupation, while at the same time updating your skills in education or changing industries, but doing it in a very similar job to what you're used to. Of these three options, number 2, the new career path, is the hardest. Now let's look at the pros and cons of these choices. Option 1. Continue in your current field. The pros, as listed here, are good reasons for you to stay in your current field. You are highly qualified at what you do. Your knowledge and skills match the abilities needed for the position. You know the industry as well as the occupation. And you have made professional contacts and networks. And now for the cons. The reasons why it might not be good to stay in your current field. Economic issues with your industry. Maybe your industry is struggling to survive or being replaced by new technology or new ways of doing things. You believe you are unemployable based on labor market competition in your occupation. Or maybe there are younger, more highly qualified, technologically advanced job candidates that you cannot compete with in this job market. You may be a poor fit for that occupation, or never really liked what you were doing and are unhappy in your current career. Option 2, changing careers. The pros are good reasons to change careers and trying something new, finding a better career path to match your personality and interests. Continuous self-improvement, allowing you to grow as a person. And now here are some of the cons, or reasons that you should consider not making a career change. You will no longer be highly qualified. You will have to compete with all other people new to the industry. There will be other applicants, such as yourself, entering the new field of employment that you are entering. You'll need to learn a new occupation in a new industry. You will also find yourself back to entry-level status and low starting pay. Employability can be difficult and challenging. How are you going to compete with all the other people looking to get into the same field as yourself? And how will you do against those already in the field who have the experience you do not have? If staying in the exact career path is not an option, and you are not ready for a complete change or a new career path, maybe you should consider a tweak to your career path. A tweak is more of a minor change. You would stay in your current occupation, but look to update skill gaps where you lack all the necessary skills to do your job. Stay in your current occupation, but update credentials by going to school or getting training. And third, stay in your current occupation but change industries. For example, a car salesman might stay in sales, but do so in real estate. It's really up to you to determine how much career change is necessary. Here are some mistakes people make when considering a career change. Career change decisions based solely on the industry, meaning an industry that seems stable when you decide to make a career change may not be stable when you finish all the necessary schooling and training. Another example would be the healthcare industry. It was thought to be a stable industry until people started losing their job and their health insurance. With fewer people able to afford medical care, more healthcare professionals are being laid off. Making a career change decision based solely upon projected labor market demands of an occupation. Sometimes these aren't 100% accurate for your area, or the labor market changes. Making a career change decision without extensive research on a new occupation. You really need to research any occupation you think you would like to go to when making a career change. And finally, making a career change decision without really considering all the realities. Are you really going to be able to make the career change you need to make in this new field? You must consider the overall cost. the time in training, and marketability of yourself in an occupation where you have no work experience. Don't make any of these mistakes and wind up unhappy after making a poorly planned career change. If, after all we've talked about, you still feel a career change is right, then you need to begin the decision-making process to identify and choose the career or industry you want to target. Now, doing this involves a three-step process. First, we have self-assessment. In addition to knowing how much change you need, you also need to know a lot about yourself, including your personality, types of interests, and your skills and abilities that will help you choose the right career. You can figure this out through self-assessments and tests designed to help build and identify these traits and characteristics. Next, evaluate careers. This allows you to consider the good and the bad about different occupations before making a career decision. Once you pick the career you want, you must do career research, gather information, and talk to people working in the different industries. And the final one here, choice. In the end, you'll need to choose what you're going to do and if this career change is what you plan to pursue. Once you have made the choice, then you must develop a plan to do all the necessary requirements to make the career change or transition. Your local Michigan Works office has career counselors and case managers that can assist you in making career change decisions. Michigan Works offices also have many self-assessment and career research resources that you can use. If you feel a career change is right for you, contact your local Michigan Works. Go ahead, make an appointment today.